Welcome to this Lit Film Fest showcase. We're just really pleased to be able to bring everyone together in this way. I'm here with Tim.
Hello everyone.
And we're going to be taking you through some of these films by talking to the people who have made them. So a massive thanks to YouTube Kids for supporting the projects this year.
And also thanks to Adobe for their support, as many of you in the classroom have used apps such as Adobe Spark or Page to create awesome media, all while learning through the Lit Film Fest projects. So shall we get started?
Yep, let's go.
Hi guys, welcome to Rainy Rocks Reviews, brought to you by Beast Prep School, with a little help from the crew of Lit Film Fest.
We are Honor and
Henry.
In our class for MP, work hard, play hard and have fun, but most of all we're bonkers about reading books.
Today we're going to review the multiple award-winning book Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone by J.K. Rowling. It is the first of the 7 fantasy novels in Rowling's series about the young wizard Harry Potter.
Full of
magic, mystery
and muggles. We hope you enjoy reading it as much as we did.
Evanesca! The book is about a young boy called Harry who was brought up by his heartless aunt and uncle after the death of his parents. Forced to live in a cupboard under the stairs, Harry was miserable, but on his 11th birthday, his world as he knew it was about to change.
Harry learns that he's no ordinary boy, but a wizard, and he enrolls at Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry.
Together with his new friends, Ron and Hermione, Harry learns more about himself than ever, that he is the boy who lived, and soon discovers a dangerous secret is lurking at Hogwarts.
A magical adventure, tale of friendship and courage awaits you. Get reading! Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone is a book for kids like us, and grown-ups too.
The main character is 11-year-old Harry, who is a spectacle-wearing boy with an infamous Thunderbolt scar.
When we first read about him, he is quite timid, but as we learn more about his wizard qualities, we see he is a courageous and loyal friend who puts himself in danger to help others. I guess you can say he goes from zero to hero.
I like the way Harry stands up to Malfoy. He knows the true meaning of friends. I really like Hagrid. His appearance may seem quite scary. He's huge with a big beard. He disguises himself as having hands the size as dustbin lids.
But actually, he is a gentle giant with a big heart, and he always looks out for Harry and his friends at Hogwarts.
I like when Harry tries out the invisibility cloak for the first time. I can imagine what fun you could have wearing one.
When Harry plays his first game of Quidditch, it is action-packed and you feel you're right there cheering on Gryffindor.
The final chapter is very revealing and sets up for a dramatic ending. No spoilers here.
We give this book 5 out of 5 golden snitches.
The author uses such powerful descriptive language, particularly when she introduces a new character.
We can really paint a picture in our mind and imagine them right in front of us. The book has many themes running through, such as overcoming challenges, facing fears, and never giving up.
Your mind may be carried away a little, but it's not too scary.
So what are you waiting for? Get reading.
We've got Miss Jones and Beatrice, who are from the Year 6 class at Beeds. And you created a film all about plastic pollution, didn't you?
Yes.
Thank you for joining us today for the first showing of this film, because you've not actually seen it yet, have you?
No.
So we're going to watch it after this interview, and we're going to show it to everyone. What was it like, Beatrice, writing and being part of this project in preparation for it being filmed, ready to be shared like this?
Well, it was very fun because everyone was really involved, quite active in some ways, and it was just really fun and interesting to learn about the plastic and how it's affecting the environment.
And how is plastic affecting the environment? What are the issues there?
Well, there's a lot of issues with the sea creatures eating it, or getting stuck in it, and it's generally hurting their environment under the sea. And it's not good. So, like, turtles eat jellyfish, which is like plastic bags, they might think. And also it's polluting the beaches.
Yeah. So there's a lot of knock-on effects, aren't there, by the amount of plastic that we tend to use as a society. And I think this film really helps to highlight some of those issues.
Yeah.
Ms. Jones, why do you think it's important for children to be looking at issues which some might say are, better left to people who actually have, some control over them? And why is it important for children to be looking at issues like this in school?
I think it makes them really care about what they're doing. So rather than seeing it as a kind of another literary exercise in the classroom, it's something that feels real life, and it's something that's from their own environment outside school. They really care about it, and they sort of make that crossover between what they're learning and actually being able to genuinely make an impact and make a difference. It really makes them care much more deeply about what they're doing as a consequence.
Yeah. How do you think the filming aspect plays into engagement for the children, and keeps sort of writing standards high?
Yeah, absolutely. I think because they can see that their endpoint isn't just going to be marked, but actually going to be viewed, and they've got to perform it, then it sort of makes them really hone their literacy skills, and they really think about the purpose that they're writing for. And I just felt in the classroom, particularly as we got towards the deadline of being able to sort of produce a polished performance, that there was that sort of sense of urgency and excitement and a real buzz in the classroom, which you don't always get otherwise. So yeah, that was really.
Is that true, Beatrice, that it was kind of a buzzing classroom through the project?
Yeah, everyone was kind of really excited and was really looking forward to filming and making it, and makes it very fun opportunity to show what you can do, I guess.
Yeah, it does. And I think when we watch the film, you'll see what people can do in your class, and how powerful a message can be when it's kind of planned and written carefully and then put to film and communicated in a powerful way. Do you think Beeds, as a result of doing projects like this, because Beeds has done quite a few of these projects, do you think Beeds is engaging more with technology or in a different way? What's been the effect on the technology use of Beeds?
Yeah, I think absolutely. I think it's been inspiring. So other teachers have seen it and have wanted to use the same sorts of resources and realise how accessible it can be. And I think the other thing that spurs you on as a teacher is that children not only motivated by it, but actually they can teach you, and they learn so quickly with it that they really throw themselves into projects in a way which really sparks up and creates a lively classroom, which is really fabulous, actually, as a teacher.
And it's nice to give children the ownership over that process as well, isn't it? And say, well, you've got skills that can improve what we're doing in the classroom. It's not just about the teacher saying, well, this is what we're going to do. Before we finish then, Beatrice, was there anything that really sticks in your mind about that process that you learnt, that you can take away from it?
Well, the plastic was important because our school's on the beach, so it, like, when you look out of the window, you don't want to see a load of plastic on the floor. You want to see a nice beach with pebbles or sand. And also the filming was really fun and quite active, and lots of children showed their confident side with speaking out and being happy.
Yeah, thank you. That's really important, isn't it? So you've obviously, yeah, the fact that your school is very close to the coast and almost on the beach, isn't it? It's a very relevant project for you guys, and yeah, being able to kind of use your voices and learn and perform in different ways, and we're going to see all of that in as we watch the video now. Thank you ever so much for joining us today. Hopefully, see you again soon.
Pleasure. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay.
Hello and welcome to Bees News. An island in between North America and Asia is a death trap to albatrosses and fish.
Midway Atoll is literally overflowed with tons of plastic.
Despite being in the middle of the sea, it is greatly affected by plastic pollution.
The Laysan albatrosses, who live in a huge colony on this island, are picking up plastic.
They mistake it for food and feed it to their young, as well as eating it themselves.
As a result, the Laysan albatrosses are dying at a shockingly fast rate. A remote island, Midway Atoll, lies in the North Pacific Ocean.
In addition to the albatrosses, Midway Atoll is home to dolphins, sea turtles and monk seals.
Sadly, it is becoming an albatross's deathbed.
A staggering 1.5 million albatrosses are found to have plastic in their digestive systems.
Every day, people throw away plastic which ends up in our oceans. Scientists estimate that up to 26 million tons of plastic end up in the ocean every year.
Plastic come to Midway Atoll. The albatrosses, who soar across the ocean, mistake plastic for squid and snap it up.
The birds regurgitate the plastic for their young, who then eat the horrible stuff. All the adult albatrosses die with it in their stomachs. In 2016, around a third of chicks died mainly because of plastic in their stomachs.
And if we don't change, by 2050 there's going to be more plastic in the sea than fish. Even more worryingly, this plastic makes its way into the food chain. Plastic gets into the fish, we eat the fish, it gets into our food chain.
Hello, I'm here on Midway Atoll and I'm truly shocked by what I see. Let's ask our experts what they think. How do you feel about seeing this terrible thing every day?
It's such a shame to see all of these birds dying, and in such numbers.
The poor birds don't even know what plastic is, they just want their young to survive.
This is even worse when we realise that this is the consequence of what we're doing.
What are you and your team doing to help the albatrosses?
We are trying to keep the plastic as far away from the animals as we can without touching their nests or disturbing their lives. We are also trying to get rid of all the dead birds and all the plastic.
Many thanks for your time. Back to the studio.
We are lucky enough to have environmental scientists with us.
And scientific environmentalists.
Please tell me, what are the consequences will happen if we keep on using plastic?
It's a terrifying situation that everyone needs to be aware of. More animals are going to become extinct. Nanoplastics are getting into our fish that we eat and we don't know what that does to us.
It is heartbreaking, horrifying and depressing to see what us humans are doing to these animals. This is all very saddening. Is there anything we can do to help?
Yes, of course. If we just recycle, clean up our beaches and stop littering, then we can help this wonderful planet.
Thanks. Back to you. We are jeopardising our children's future. Even worse, the plastic that we discard could be risking human life. Our planet is stunning but vulnerable. We need to put an end to plastic pollution. Thank you and good night. Tune in tomorrow for Beads Got Talent.
Thank you for joining me today. How are you both doing?
Good.
Yeah, good, thank you.
Good. We've got Miss Barrett, who's the teacher, and her class did, it was the This Is Us project, wasn't it? And you wrote your own poems. What was that process like in the classroom? Because we're going to watch this poem now and see the results of all that hard work. What was it like in the classroom working on a poem that was then going to be filmed?
It felt fun
and it felt exciting.
Yeah, good. And what about for you, Miss Barrett? Was it fun and exciting for you as well?
Yeah, it was just a different way of doing our literacy lessons, which is really good.
Yeah. Penelope, do you think your poem was really, do you think it managed to capture all of who your class was?
Yeah.
I think it was a really good sample of all the different kinds of people, because there's lots of different people in your class. And this project was all about that, wasn't it? That we're all different and we've all got different things to say and to share. And there's lots of memories that we'll see. Yeah. Ms. Barrett, why do you think it's important for the children to explore their kind of identity and their culture?
Well, for starters, our class is actually really culturally diverse, because out of 18 children, 10 of them have at least one parent or family member from another country, and 5 of them speak another language at home. So, I mean, it's really, really important for the children to recognise the differences between each other and each other's families, and really to respect and understand the other cultures and people's differences.
And how did the children engage with that process? Do you feel like that their kind of engagement with that, looking at other people's identities, helped their understanding? And
yeah, at the end of the day, they're only 6, so it's like from their level, but from their level, I think it really brought them on with respecting each other. And like when one child described what it was like in Albania, it was like some children were like, oh, really? And it's like it just really helped them along the way, I think.
Can you remember, Penelope, what memories and what things that you talked about in the poem?
Well, I can remember the one that I chose.
Yeah.
It was about my pony, Lucy.
Oh, yes.
I can't remember what memory it was about her.
Yeah. Did you brought in some photographs as well, didn't you, to be part of that filming? Yeah, I remember. It's really interesting to see all of those different photographs and everyone's different experiences come together into one collaborative piece of work. And it shows, doesn't it, that if everyone works together on something, it can create something really great. So just before we watch the poem then, is there anything that you really enjoyed about the process, Penelope, of making that film? What was the thing that you enjoyed most?
The thing that I enjoyed most was to work on something with my friends.
Yeah, that's nice, isn't it? Yeah. And what about you, Miss Barrett? What did you take away from that process?
There's a couple of things, really. The collaborative learning is really good, and I think the children really come on from the beginning of the project to the end. Their skills at working together really improve. And the other thing is the technology. I mean, both the children and the staff get so much better and more adept at using the technology and more confident as we go along, really.
Thank you so much for being willing to give us some time this afternoon and just share your thoughts on this process and the poems before we watch them. And so we're going to together sit back and watch the poem that has been created by Year 2 at Beeds now.
This is us. This is us. I remember when I kept walking on soft sandy beach. I remember when I first touched my soft ginger cat. I remember spending time with my fun, amazing brother. I remember when I went on a blue flying elephant in the sky. I remember when I first touched my cute, beautiful pony. Reading funny, fascinating Unicorn Academy books. Exploring an exciting, famous stadium. Making chocolate and vanilla cakes with my cuddly mum. I remember when I was playing crazy golf with my funny and loud nanny and granddad. Cuddly, grumpy dad and watching musical films. Losing cool LOL games with my dad. This is us. being pulled by Papa's middle-sized bike, swimming in the large jellyfish lake, starting in the strange English school, cute funny baby playing with my family, adorable baby pandas in Taiwan Zoo, watching clever tiny Mickey Mouse on TV, splashing around in a warm cozy bath, playing a hard but fun hockey match against the Hornet. This is us. Jumping in a sunny swimming pool in Spain. Hugging my huge tall dada at bedtime. When all the girls came to my exciting princess party. Running up to my sister's bedroom, warm snuggly hugs. Going on the beach for a sandy picnic. Dancing in the kitchen with my cute little brother. Seeing shiny wavy sea with Mama in North America. Going to Paris to see the gigantic Eiffel Tower. Seeing my grandma in her comfy huge house in Canada. Amazing, awesome, shaking your hand hurricane. Stepping into the new house feeling nervous and scared. Fun but smelly trips to the zoo. Watching my colourful and beautiful piñata. This is us!
Today we will be viewing Stig of the Dump by Clive Kane. A really popular book which is adventurous, fun and exciting from beginning to end. When Barney first arrives at his grandmother's home for his Easter holiday, he has no idea what he's about to discover.
When Barney discovers a strange, grubby boy living there, he can't believe what he is seeing. Could he really be a caveman? This strange child is no ordinary boy. Although he seems to be the same age as Barney, he is full of mystery, living alone, dirty and almost completely mute. The only thing he says is, "Stig! Stig, this is called a mouse." The values of teamwork and friendship are never ending. This book teaches us never to judge someone by their appearance.
We all love Stig's unusual but very funny behaviour throughout the book. For example, when he bites the ear of the dog.
The absolute best part of the book was when Stig was very proud of his jelly baby. Stig doesn't know what a jelly baby is, which makes it a very funny moment.
I loved the scene when Stig and Barney chased away the burglars because they were working as a team. It also kept me on the edge of my seat. I think when Clive King wrote this scene, he wanted everyone to know that it doesn't matter how different you are. When you work together, nothing is impossible.
I'd rate Stig of the Dump 5 Stigs out of 5.
If you like history and are interested in the Stone Age, then you'll love this exhilarating book. This is a real magical mystery ready to come to life as soon as you open the book.
Happy reading!
So for our next film, we've got Miss Wilson. Hello.
Hello, hello.
Thank you for joining us today. And we've got Ella.
Hello.
Hello. What year are you in, Ella?
I'm in year 7 currently.
Year 7 currently. And what film were year 7 at Beeds creating, Ella?
We were creating a film to do with climate change.
Yeah, that's right. I think you did our Take a Stand project, didn't you? Miss Wilson, perhaps you could give us a little bit of background about what made you pick this project and why you felt that was an important thing for the students at Beeds to learn about.
Well, so this focus was on the environment in particular, and And in fact, we used a lot of the lit film projects in that spring term, as you remember, from year 1 to year 7. But we really felt that for year 7, it was needing to look at current issues and the fact of the environment, being so important, and the fact that this is our young generation and they're our next generation, and we felt it's absolutely so essential that they were informed and that they made the choices, independent choices as well, about the changing world around them. So it was really sort of empowering them and using the environment as something very current. And we also knew how motivating it would be as well to the children, and absolutely it was really motivating.
Ella, what can you remember about that process? So what was the first thing that you had to do in order to start creating what was going to be a film about the environment?
Well, we started by doing some research by looking at David Attenborough's climate change videos and Greta Thunberg.
Yeah.
Next, we wrote a letter to the person of our choice, and my class, we did ours to our local MP.
Okay. So you chose to write to someone who could have an impact on this issue. What was the impact on the class of this process in terms of their engagement and their writing levels as well?
So first of all, I think it made a huge impact actually. It's through their research. The research really impassioned them. It really challenged them to want to make a difference, and they were really impassioned to do that. So the fact that they had this emotive value, I think, really enhanced and really sort of pushed them to wanting to write this letter, which was in fact a persuasive letter, but actually for the class it was so important for them to get their point of view across. I think what was really brilliant about it was the fact that for some children they find writing quite a daunting experience, and for this there was this motivating point first of all, which was that it was such a great current affairs and a really good a message that they wanted to get out there. But as well, that we had our writers who were using the technology more as a tool to help them express their views.
Thank you. Ella, before we go, is there anything that you hope will happen after people watch your film, and maybe even after your local MP watches your film? What do you hope the effect of this will be?
Well, I hope that people listen to our message and definitely start to make a change, even just by doing really small things like turning off the light when they're not using it and not wasting food. That will definitely make a big difference. Yeah. I think it's important, isn't it, that we can all have those small changes, and also really important that we're challenging people who are in power for the changes that they can make on a big scale. Thank you ever so much for coming on and giving us your time today. We're going to sit back and we're going to enjoy and learn through watching your letter now. So this is Bede's Year 7, Take a Stand.
Dear Mrs. Ansell,
we are taking this opportunity to write to you about our fears, a problem called climate change.
We are Year 7 pupils from Bede's Prep School, and we care about the climate.
We have been researching the effects of climate change and have found out that there will be really damaging effects to our world.
We are the future generations, and we need to make some crucial decisions for our planet and our future.
We need you to take our message to the Houses of Parliament.
The Earth is warming as a result of greenhouse gases.
If the temperature rises by 2 degrees, then it will be terrible, but if it rises by 4 degrees, then it's going to be catastrophic.
Already the temperatures have risen by 1 degree.
Already we are witnessing more heat waves, floods and storms.
Wild bushfires all across Australia causing harm to humans and animals. It has been estimated that a staggering 1 billion animals have been killed as a result of the wildfires.
We are writing to you to express our concerns over the impact of climate change for us and for future generations.
Thanks to humankind, our levels of CO2 have risen to 0.04%. I know that this figure doesn't sound threatening, but this level of CO2 could bring about the extinction of 8% of all species.
It'd be just enough to enter an irreversible change, a tipping point.
We must also take into account the deforestation caused by products such as palm oil, which causes hundreds of miles of forest to be cut down.
In addition, we are faced with the disgusting sight of 1/3 of the coral reef bleaching and dying.
We need to think more carefully about our actions. Each one could harm the planet.
I know this is hard to face, but we wouldn't be writing to you if we didn't believe that you had the chance to make a difference.
We would like you to consider the amount of plastic
and non-recyclable packaging used,
and the dangerous effects it has on the environment.
We would also like you to consider the packaging in plastic items, which could be supplied plastic-free.
Our planet is facing a devastating change.
Ask yourself, why are we talking to you?
Vous avez fait un effort pour utiliser des sacs en papier recyclable, mais s'il vous plaît, arrêtez d'emballer vos fruits dans du plastique. You're making an effort to use recyclable paper bags, but please stop suffocating your fruit in plastic.
It will still be here in hundreds of years.
It pollutes our ocean. It kills marine animals and birds.
We are thinking about the future generation, but you are not.
We are all responsible for the part that we play.
But you need to wake up and listen. Make the future that we all want it to be.
We are thinking of future generations.
But you are not.
Supermarkets are a crucial problem and they are having a big effect on global warming.
Food is responsible for about 26% of carbon emissions, which means that supermarkets are responsible for nearly 1/4 of carbon emissions.
People are even putting plastic-covered products in plastic bags.
Yet supermarkets still have aisles of plastic-covered products, water bottles, cans of six-pack beers.
Please stop using plastic trays for sweet corn, tomatoes, carrots and other herbs.
25,000 consumers complain about the use of plastic. 25,000 compradores se quejan sobre el uso del plástico.
Instigate change. Customers could bring in their own containers, so produce is paid for by weight, not packets.
You have control over what people are buying, people's awareness of what they're buying, and the carbon footprint of products.
We must stop importing goods from halfway around the world, only to discard huge quantities of them.
Why not replace exotic foodstuff with wholesome, seasonal, local produce, and in doing so support our farmers?
Currently, plastic can only be recycled 10 times, but glass can be recycled infinitely. Why not use more glass?
It is shocking that we are still destroying the earth.
Flooded islands, flooded cities, overheated animals, and bad air to breathe.
This is my world. This is your world. This is not the world we want our future generation to live in.
We must make a change. By 2050, the damage will be done.
We do not doubt that the politicians are concerned for the health and prosperity of our country, but our world is changing and it is time we must take a stand.
We are looking to you to make a stand for our future.
We are looking to you to share our message in the Houses of Parliament and make our voice heard.
Thank you. Yours sincerely, the Peoples at Beeds.
Building homes with red Lego. Searching for scary sharks in the sea. Drinks as magical as a fairy potion at my birthday party. Big and warm hugs with Mum. Crashing, flashing, lightsaber battles. Exploring new lakes with my nan and granddad at night. Spotting a wiggling dancing octopus out of the window of my cruise ship. Whizzing down a super fast slide with my friend Miron. Building sandcastles on the beach with sand as soft as a feather. Opening glittery presents at Christmas. Soaring off in a British Airways plane on holiday. Swimming like a fish on holiday. Falling asleep with my snuggly cat on my bed.
And we've got here to introduce this film, Leanne Morris, who is actually the deputy head at Beeds, and her son, Elijah, who is in year 5. Hello, both of you.
Hello, hi.
Thank you for joining me today. We're really glad that we're able to have a chat with you about your film. Elijah, what was special about this project? What did you enjoy?
Well, I really enjoyed about when people were communicating with each other, and it makes learning fun using digital network.
Okay.
And it really can improve when you're presenting yourself.
So you had to do a lot of kind of acting in front of the camera and thinking about how you were going to communicate ideas, and you were doing that as a team. Yeah, I think that comes across really strongly in the film, that there's a lot of teamwork going on there and having to all come together as a class to create something. Leanne, as deputy of Beeds, how has doing projects like the Breathe project and others that Beeds has done, how has that changed how you do literacy at Beeds?
Oh, it's had a massive shift. It really has. And it's given pupils just an experience that actually you can't teach. It's an experience where they explore and just help them to learn and develop those fundamental skills, communication skills, and particularly the digital skills that we require in the 21st century. And I think it's absolutely important that children are allowed to have opportunities to grow and develop those skills as they move on to become global citizens. So it really has brought literacy to life. It's about taking the page to the stage, and our children have just embraced the projects, all of them. And this is our 2nd year, so you can tell that we're really, really kind of investing in this type of learning with our children at Beeds Prep School.
And what impact are you seeing that now it's your 2nd year? What's the kind of impact that you're seeing as you go through that on the children?
So the children are allowed to express themselves more. They're exploring ideas in more detail. They've moved away from the traditional shift of just knowledge base, and now they're developing their skills wider. And as Elijah said, it's helping them to improve their own presentation skills. And so, self-correction is a really, really powerful learning tool. And the children have really taken on board with that. And the fun aspect of it, we have quite a lot of the children saying, it doesn't feel like I'm learning, but actually, it really is taking our learning to a different level.
Elijah, perhaps you can tell us a little bit more about the process of creating your film. What was that like?
Yeah, so the process was kind of, you had to jot down all your notes and then developing it into a script.
Yeah.
And then going through and putting it onto a film where you kind of doing a mixture of voiceover and a bit of maybe in front of the camera live film.
Yeah.
And then creating it into a big film where you can get all these other people from other years joining it all up together to make this big film.
Yeah. So there's a lot of different skills that you're kind of drawing on there, aren't there? From the kind of note taking and research at the start, all the way through to kind of preparing it at the end. What did you use to create your film? What was your kind of favourite part of doing that?
Well, we used Adobe Spark on an iPad, and I really enjoyed where people were collaborating with each other and how they were working a mixture of voiceover and live film, and then when people are going and doing these things where they don't know really like it's learning.
In terms of mindfulness, maybe this one for you, Leanne, what's the kind of why is that important for children in this day and age to be thinking about those kinds of things in the classroom?
I think it's really important because it helps with obviously their mental health and well-being. The children I know in their lessons at the beginning of their English lessons, they were practicing mindfulness in the classroom. And a lot of the children spoke about how it helps them to manage their feelings, you know, when they're feeling worried about something, and just taking the time out to enjoy the stillness and the quietness, and kind of re-collaborating themselves and how they're feeling. So I think really pertinent topics, and actually the children themselves have said how it's helped them in different situations, on the playground, when they're at home trying to prepare for tests, examinations. So, you know, we really do feel like we're giving an all-round education and helping them to become well-rounded individuals.
Yeah, and I know that's something that's very important to you at Beads, isn't it? That you aren't just focusing on the academic side, it's about giving children the tools that they need in order to be successful people.
Absolutely.
Elijah, do you feel like you've got a better understanding of what meditation and mindfulness is now you've been through that project?
Yeah, I think once you've done it, you know a bit more. Because when you think about something that you don't really know, you're not knowing that much. As if we've done mindfulness, now we know a bit more on how it can help your body and your mind, and doing it maybe at the start of the day can help you throughout the day and make you a bit more happy. And yeah.
Great, thank you. Leanne, in terms of the literacy, how has doing projects like this affected the pupils and affected the way in which the staff at Beads are willing to teach literacy?
I think it's had an incredible impact, a really powerful impact in terms of children feeling safe to take risks in the classroom. And that barrier around literacy and reading just seems to have been lifted. You know, the children are really enjoying their work, they're enthusiastic about it. Elijah spoke a lot about the collaboration, and I think that has really brought out the confidence in pupils to have a go. Because it's not on a paper, it's not going to be lots of crossing out and lots of errors. There's a lot of redrafting that can happen with filming. And then finally being able to see the polished version, which is their films, and just the sense of achievement that they feel. We're really proud of them, and I know they're proud of themselves as well.
And they should be, and I think as we watch this film now, then everyone will get that sense of just how much hard work has gone into that, both from the staff and the pupils at Beads, and that's really reflected all that collaboration. So thank you both of you so much for coming on and talking to us today, and we're going to sit back and watch this film created by Year 5 at Beads.
Thanks, Simon. Take care. Bye.
Thank you.
Do you wonder why your day flies by like a whirlwind? Do you ever feel distracted? If you've answered yes to either of these questions, then try this simple meditation.
It will show you how easy it is to incorporate mindfulness into your daily life. What you need:
a quiet place where you won't be distracted. A comfortable, safe environment where you can relax. You may like to choose the same place and the same time of the day to practice your meditation.
Sit down where you feel most comfortable. Relax your arms and your hands. Next, let your eyes grow heavy and gently close them. Feel the ground beneath your feet. Now let loose your thoughts. Allow them to drift from your mind, through your body, along your arms, and out through your fingertips. As these thoughts flow from your body, focus on your mind, on your breathing for a moment.
Take a slow, deep breath and inhale, then gently exhale. Notice the air filling your lungs and departing.
Relax your body. Feel your chest rise and fall as you take 3 slow, soft breaths. Take time to reflect. You may notice that thoughts are distracting you.
Acknowledge them. Let them drift from your body. Count down from 10, taking a deep breath on each number. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
When you feel ready, allow your eyes to open. Now you are ready to continue your day, refreshed and recharged.
Hello, my name is Lily. Our class 3AF are reviewing the fantastic legend called Beowulf. This is an Anglo-Saxon legend rewritten by Rob Lloyd-Jones.
We go to a brilliant school called Beeds, and we would like to tell you why we like this book.
We really enjoy Beowulf, and we want other people to enjoy it as much as we have. The story starts with the Danes being terrorised by a huge monster called Grendel, who breaks into the palace Heorot. The hero in this legend, Beowulf, arrives to help.
Beowulf battles many monsters, but will he survive? Come and lose yourself in the magical world of Beowulf.
Here are our highlights.
My favourite character is Beowulf because he's a good fighter and he's friendly. Hi, mate. One of the highlights for me was when the brave Beowulf fought the beast Grendel. I like this book because Beowulf battled loads of monsters. I couldn't wait to turn the page to see what excitement happens next. I think this book is for 8 years and over because of the gory scenes.
I give this book 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of 5 shields.
Read this book to see if Beowulf will live or die. Dun, dun, dun!
Thanks to all of those great educators and also pupils who got involved with this showcase, and every teacher involved in this is outstanding for getting their kids engaged with literacy. So thank you for teaching it and working with us. It's been a real joy.
Okay, we'll see you again.
Take care.
Bye now.